Okay, yeah, unfortunately we're back. If you're watching this video, you're like me, um, similar, and you're frustrated because your Jeep, uh, maybe it's Dodge, Ram, Chrysler, Fiat of some sort, power steering has gone out, and that led you to this video where I'm going to break it down real simple, avoid all the noise that I found on the internet that steered me wrong, pun intended, because it was a bunch of junk, kind of a waste of time. There's like one or two videos that were partially helpful. Other videos are showing like, a computer screen with Jeep Grand Cherokee on it, and he didn't even have a Jeep that he was working on. So anyway, the issue is your power steering has just suddenly gone out, and you're like, WTF, right? So yeah, unfortunately Jeep's not too helpful with all this stuff. You're like, first thing should be, like I did, is checking the fluid reservoir and make sure that you don't have a fluid leak. And you'd be looking for fluid dripping, underneath or something too, but make sure you check this power steering fluid reservoir. Don't confuse it with the power brake reservoir. So it's this guy. It says power steering fluid on it. And by the way, the diesel power steering fluid is a specific MS 11655. I would advise staying with that. I generally think that it shouldn't matter, but don't take chances. It's much more expensive, but I went ahead and got the aftermarket brand of that. I didn't get the GM stuff because I went to AutoZone and they didn't have anything, GM brand, but they had the aftermarket that was specifically marked MS 11655. So that's called out in the manual too. So I'd play it safe and stick with that. That's what I did. So that was fine. Next thing, you're going to check your fuses. There's 3 fuses that are related. They're easy to check, and that was not the issue. So from there, the next thing is down here. That's your power steering pump, and I'll show you here. Here's the view of it from underneath. So you can see I've already taken off the covers on the underside that would block access to that, but that's super easy. So you take off those covers and then check your numbers on your EPS, electronic power steering module, to make sure that the replacement that you get is going to be the proper one. Advanced didn't have it, O'Reilly didn't have it, AutoZone had it, and Rock Auto had it. And the Rock Auto and AutoZone prices were reasonable. They have a core charge, basically like $600 plus a core charge. It would have been like 800 something. Then you get your 150 bucks back to get it back to 650. I got one on eBay. Fortunately, it was the exact same one, and it turns out to be pretty easy. There's basically the 2 cables that go into it. They were the hardest thing to figure out how to get the latching mechanism back so you can get the cable off, but those 2 cables come off, and then they're basically just 4 mounting bolts. The one mounting bolt is actually keeps the high pressure side of the power steering fluid from leaking and going to where it needs to go to drive the steering. And the other 2 mounting bolts you can see here, and the 3rd mounting bolt is right there. And then there are 2 hoses. One's I guess a return hose, the other one's the overflow reservoir hose. And from here you can see the 2 electrical connections. So right underneath this one that's forward is where that high pressure steel line comes in, and that's just a Torx bit. The others are like 8mm, 10mm, something like that, and take those two hoses off. Make sure you got a pan to catch all the steering fluid under the vehicle, and then you know, button it back up the way you took it out, and you're good to go. That's all there is to it. So in summary, check your reservoir, check your fuses, and then it's probably the steering module itself. It could be the wiring going to and from it, but that was easy to check. That it had full voltage going to it. The wires on the other one, there are 3 wires. The center wire is a signal, and the other 2 wires, just check that they got ground and power when the you know, vehicle's on. And eliminate all that stuff, and it's going to be the power steering module itself, the pump itself. So that's what it was in my case. So $650 at AutoZone. I got it on eBay for like $175. I had to wait a little while for it to reach me, and got it put in within a couple hours. There you go. So hopefully this helps somebody. MS 11655. Hey, I'm making a video over here. Keep it down, please. So that fluid is much more expensive than the regular stuff, and I got an aftermarket brand, but broke.